everybody? Welcome to Sports Grind Season 3, Episode 19. My name is Tyler Wergo, and today we don't have a lot to talk about, but when it comes to the NBA world, we have a lot to talk about. So going with the Pro Bowl review, NFL news, not much in the NFL news, but maybe two things. And then we got the NBA trade deadline to talk about, which a lot of trades happened, but I'm just going to be giving my take on the 4 trades and NBA action from last night. So a lot of games happened last night and a lot of good games happened last night. So we're going to be covering that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Pro Bowl review. AFC dominated the NFC 35-41 in Las Vegas. Man of the game was Kyler Murray. I mean, obviously this guy, when he's playing up against the whole league, I mean, he's really dominant out there. He had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception with 160 yards. And, you know, Kyler Murray, he absolutely carried the NFC champion, the NFC team. But when we look at the AFC team, the man of the team was Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, obviously, he's a Raven. He had a 16.4 average with 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, obviously, he was the guy to look at for the AFC. And that's for the NFC, it was Kyler Murray. Now, in this game, I know it's not really an important game. People like to joke around. People like to just play for fun in this game. Obviously, it's all fun. But who was the best defensively and offensively? Obviously, I'm just going to say right now, NFC is probably the best defensive team out there. And as for offense, AFC is the best. So, yes, defensively, it was the NFC's game. And AFC, we saw a lot of offense from them. Obviously, we saw Marshall Lattimore and Cam Jordan going in there for the NFC defensive end. They were really good. So, now why did I think NFC was going to win? I thought NFC was going to win this one, and that was mostly because of their defense, how good their defense is in the whole NFC division. Obviously, Cam Jordan and Marshall Lattimore, they're like one of the best defensive ends in the league. I thought with defense comes a great team in general, so that's why I thought the NFC team was going to win. But when we look at the offense for the AFC division that they brought to the table, I mean, AFC was just really down the whole game offensively, so that was why they got the win. But I really thought NFC was going to win all in all, going with their defense. So that really wraps up for the Pro Bowl. NFC 35, AFC 41. Now we take it over to NFL news. Alvin Kamara got arrested for battery in Vegas the night of the Pro Bowl, which is kind of upsetting. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be seeing him play next year. I know he's definitely going to be pleading. He's definitely going to be getting his way. He's definitely going to be coming back on the Saints for running back. But I definitely think he's going to be suspended a couple games, which, I mean, that happens. So, yeah, I definitely think he's going to be coming back. What's mostly going to happen here is that he's mostly going to be paying the guy that he basically hurt. So he's going to be paying the guy money pretty much. That's how all NFL players work. So he'll definitely be coming back mid-season, possibly next year. But as for right now, he's facing some charges. Aaron Rodgers also got MVP for the 5th time in his career. I mean, a lot of people, the NFL fan base, they're obviously not. I mean, yes, I know Packers fans are happy about it. But when we look at the NFL world, they're not. I mean, we constantly see Aaron Rodgers become MVP almost every year. It's time for someone new like Joe Burrow. I would think Joe Burrow is the guy that would get MVP. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers really, I guess, he got it for the 5th time in his career. Which, props to him. I mean, considering how old he is and how well he's keeping up with the Packers rookies, he's been doing really well for the Packs. So, yeah, I definitely think he deserves it. But hopefully next year we could see someone new getting MVP besides Aaron Rodgers or someone like Tom Brady. So now we shift gears from NFL to NBA. NBA action from last night. Obviously, we saw a lot of good games. Grizzlies topped the Pistons in Detroit 132-107. Heat knocked the Pelicans 112-97. Obviously, the Heat are really good. I mean, I didn't think the Heat were going to come out. Obviously, they're in the same conference as the Bulls. I really thought it was really close. I thought the Bulls were better than the Heat. But no, the Heat really came on top. And the guy to look at for the Heat is Jimmy Butler. The Heat record right now is 36-20. The Pelicans record, obviously, they're not going to be going far this year with a 22-33 record. Jimmy Butler had 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 29 points. That's why the Heat are doing so well. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo is obviously carrying the team right now. Offense, defensively, with the assists, they're obviously just carrying. So expect a lot from the Heat. I definitely think they're going to be going for upcoming playoffs. And it's kind of weird because the playoffs are just a couple months away. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see the Heat go all the way. So, but obviously, this whole conference is looking sharp. So the Heat recently surpassed the Bulls in the Eastern Conference. That was obviously, I thought it, as what I said, I thought it was very close between the Heat and the Bulls. But yeah, now the Heat just surpassed them with, obviously the Bulls lost their last game. So yeah, they're now first in the conference, the Heat. As we now take over the Nets, who took the L to the Wizards, 113 to 112. Third quarter is what cost the Nets. Yes, I mean, obviously, third quarter, they only put up 19 points. As for the Wizards, they put up 32 points. I mean, I was shocked by this game, considering how good the Nets are. Obviously, this was a very close game, so it wasn't really much of a big deal if they took the L. But as for the Wizards, I said this last episode, the Wizards, I mean, their offense with the passing game is just really on top. I mean, yeah, sometimes they don't make the shots, but their rookies have the best chemistry out there, and that's something to look at for the Wizards going forward. Obviously, their passing game and their assists was really overtopped the Nets, and I really think that was crucial for the Wizards to pick up that W. And the question that the Nets fans have and that the Wizards fans have is, do you think the Nets could have won? I mean, I certainly think the Nets could have won. We should have shown more from Patty Mills. Patty Mills only dropped 7 points. Obviously, they kind of relied on Kyrie Irving that game, but when you put Patty Mills out there, he can also get the job done, just like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was the guy to look at that game with 31 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists. That guy is really fast-paced on the court. But yeah, if we saw more from other players offensively, the Nets definitely could have won. But like I said, it was only a point off, so you can't really justify with that. But the fouls, I mean, the Wizards obviously got the fouls that they needed, and as for the Nets, the fouls were not going their way, so maybe that's why they lost. But yes, the Nets could have won if they put more players out on the court and not fully relied on Kyrie Irving. Raptors shut out the Rockets, 139 to 120. Mavericks ended the Clippers 105 to 112. The Clippers obviously not having that good of a season. I mean, the only guys to look at is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but they're really falling off as of late. Suns destroyed the Bucks in Phoenix, 107 to 131. Suns are now on a 4-game win streak. We're not shocked. I mean, the Suns obviously are having one of the best seasons that I feel like they're having a better season that they have even last year. This season, with the pickup of DeAndre Ayton, has been completely carrying the Suns right now. As for the Bucks, their record is 35 and 22. Suns' record is 45 and 10. I was writing the script and I was like, I can't believe the Suns' record is 45 and 10. I mean, that is absolutely astounding. One of the best teams in the league right now. And as for the Bucks, I mean, considering that they faced off last year in the finals, obviously we should be seeing them go up against each other again. But yeah, as for the Suns, I mean, man of the game was DeAndre Ayton. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 27 points. He is working really well with Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Chris Paul, obviously, the strategy on the court, being the fast-paced guy that he is, he's really helping the Suns get the wins. I mean, also Chris Paul, he's a veteran. I mean, this guy's been in the league for so long. He's been on the Pelicans. He's been on the Clippers, and now he's on the Suns, doing better than he ever played. So definitely keep an eye out for that trio right there, because they are absolutely changing the game right now. Now the question is of the game for the Bucks, should we have seen more from Antetokounmpo? This guy had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. I mean, obviously Antetokounmpo, he can't have a good game every game, but we kind of look at this guy and put pressure on him and say, you know what, dropping 18 points, you could do better than that. I mean, you're tall. He wasn't even getting past you that much. He could not work with the defense at all. I mean, he got dunked on by DeAndre Ayton in that game. And obviously, Antetokounmpo, that game doesn't really matter. But considering that was like 18 points, like I said, I mean, that is just, shocking. So he definitely could have dropped more points. But as for the rebounds and assists, I think he did just as good. And now we take over the Knicks, who shockingly defeated the Warriors 116 to 114. Yet another close game for New York. Stephen Curry had 2 rebounds, 10 assists, and 35 points. Julius Randle, I mean, this guy is absolutely carrying the Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, definitely keep an eye out for Julius Randle. I mean, this guy is a rookie. He is getting the job done. 28 points, almost surpassing everyone on his team. Which makes me kind of think, could the Warriors have won? Could they have stopped Julius Randle in the offense for the Knicks? Yes, they could have. Considering that Stephen Curry really dropped 35 points like usual, going with Klay Thompson in the offense and Andrew Wiggins they definitely could have stopped and done more defense to help the Knicks right there. So yeah, definitely that. But yes, the Warriors could have won, but obviously when the Knicks pick up a lot of new rookies, they definitely could be getting the job done, and it's kind of hard for them. So now we take over to the NBA trade deadline. Nets trade James Harden, Paul Millsap to the 76ers for Ben Simmons. Wow, what a pickup. Ben Simmons, obviously, he's really been... The 76ers really thought he was a joke as he'd not been showing up to practice. They kind of been on ups and downs with Ben Simmons, so I'm not really shocked that they kind of got rid of Ben Simmons right there. But they got rid of Seth Curry and Andre Drummond. Those two guys are like the main pieces to the 76ers besides what's his name? The center for the 76ers. So obviously, that was a huge pickup. James Harden can definitely play just as well as he did for the Nets. I definitely feel like he could do better than he did with the 76ers than on the Nets. He's got to pick up that chemistry. And as for the Mavericks, they traded Kristaps Porzingis. This is a huge trade. Considering that Kristaps Porzingis is one of the best Maverick players, he's been working really well with Luka Doncic. This has been really a big change for the Mavericks right here. They kind of dropped... They also did this for the second-round pick. They gave up that for the Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie, obviously those guys are rookies. So obviously these guys can definitely change the game for the Mavericks going forward. I mean, considering that these guys are young, Mavericks, all you guys can do is definitely just make it better for the team, work with him more, and I think these guys will be the top guys to look at for the Mavs going forward. As for the Celtics, they acquired Daniel Theis, giving away Dennis Schroeder, Ennis Freedom, and Bruno Freedom. As a Celtic fan, I just want to say Daniel Theis coming back on the Celtics is absolutely a W right there. Dennis Schroeder, though, getting rid of him, it kind of hurts me because I really like Dennis Schroeder as a point guard. But as for Dennis Theis, he's one of the best centers that the Celtics had in a long time. I definitely think getting him back is going to be really crucial going into the playoffs and going into picking up the wins again. Ennis Freedom, obviously, this guy was a tall center. Getting rid of him was not really that big of a deal. But Dennis Schroeder, I mean, we got to get rid of him. We got a good guy back for it. So, obviously, Dennis Schroeder could still make a change for the Rockets. As for Orlando Magic acquired P.J. Dozier from the Celtics. P.J. Dozier was actually a new rookie for the Celtics. He did really well. He had kind of had an up and down season for the Celtics, but I definitely think him going to the Magic can definitely help the Magic considering how bad the Magic are. I definitely think the Magic are the team to really make the trades in the deadline considering how crucial it is for them to improve their players. So, is that going to wrap it up for today's Sports Grind? My name's Tyler Wargo, and next weekend we'll be covering up with Super Bowl. Super Bowl's this weekend, so obviously I will be having a huge review on that, going with the NBA, and thank you guys for tuning in, and yeah.